They hooked the chain to my service dog's specialized van before I even realized they were there. The sight of that thick metal link scraping across the asphalt made my heart lurch. The sun was barely up, a hazy orange glow cresting over the suburban roofs, and already two strangers in matching black polo shirts stood next to a bulky tow truck. One man fiddled with the winch controls. The other surveyed the yard with a critical sneer. The words HOA enforcement were stitched in white on their chests, but I had never seen them at any homeowners association meeting. They looked far too menacing and far too eager to clamp that chain onto my van. My service dog, Rocco, wasn't with me. He was inside getting his morning water and kibble. But the idea that these people would tow away the van that transported him, the van we had painstakingly modified with ramps and safety feature, made my blood run cold. I planted my feet at the edge of the driveway, phone clenched in my hand, heart pounding. "Stop!" I yelled, voice cracking. "Who are you? You can't just take my van." The shorter man with the shaved head curled his lip, ignoring my question. He continued adjusting the chain as though I hadn't said a word. The taller man turned my way, brandishing a clipboard that looked suspiciously generic. "You're parked illegally," he snapped, tapping the front bumper of the van with the toe of his boot. "We've had multiple complaints from the HOA about a commercial-grade vehicle with unauthorized markings. This is a community with rules, you know?" He grimaced at the service dog stickers on the driver's side door, the reflective strips around the rear bumper, all required by law to inform others about the K-9 occupant and special loading procedures. I stared in disbelief. This was no commercial van. It was my personal vehicle, equipped for Rocco, who helps me with daily tasks and mental health issues. Plus, I'd never heard of any HOA rule that forbade service dog vans or their required signage. "That's nonsense," I managed, stepping closer to the truck. "I have official HOA approval for the ramp and signage. Show me something, an official letter, a phone call, anything that says I'm violating a code." The shorter man finally straightened up, resting a hand on the chain's hook. His smirk made my skin crawl. "Ma'am," he drawled, "we don't need to show you anything. We have the authority to tow unauthorized vehicles. So either get out of our way or we'll add obstruction of official HOA business to your fines." My hand trembled around my phone. This was insane. No legitimate HOA representative had ever threatened me, let alone arrived with a truck at sunrise. "This is a legitimate service dog van," I said. "You have no right." The taller man cut me off, flipping through papers on his clipboard. "According to our records," he said, "this van was spotted multiple times blocking the sidewalk, interfering with community aesthetics, and housing an aggressive animal." I nearly choked on a laugh. "Rocco? Aggressive?" He was a specially trained Labrador, calm as can be. Not exactly a threat to anyone. And I never parked on the sidewalk. This was all a sham. "I've never heard of you," I began again. "What's your name? Who do you report to? Why wasn't I notified in writing?" He waved a laminated card in front of my face too quickly to read. "I'm Carl Wilson. She's the HOA board. That's all you need to know." My jaw tightened. That wasn't how real board members introduced themselves. Something about their posture, their smugness, told me this was a scam. Likely the same fake HOA enforcers I'd heard rumors about. They targeted vulnerable homeowners, especially those with disabilities or unique circumstances. I stepped closer, phone raised. "I'm calling the police," I announced, voice shaking. "Get away from the van." The shaved head man rolled his eyes. "Sure, call them. Tell them you're refusing to comply with your HOA's rules. We'll wait." He didn't seem the least bit afraid of law enforcement, which unsettled me even more. Before I could dial, a new figure appeared at the corner of my yard, me aunt, Celeste, in full Marine Corps uniform. She had arrived late the night before for a family event. I hadn't expected her to be up this early, let alone dressed like that. She walked with unmistakable Marine confident, shoulders back, chin up, expression like carved granite. Even from 20 feet away, I saw the men tense. The tall one dropped his clipboard. The shorter one let go of the chain. "What's going on here?" she asked, voice calm but firm. I exhaled in relief. "They're trying to tow Rocco's van," I explained, stepping to Celeste's side. "They claim it violates HOA rules. I'm pretty sure they're fakes." Celeste arched an eyebrow at the men. "Is that so?" she said softly. Then her eyes zeroed in on the chain. "Unhook that." The shorter man hesitated. We have the right, the taller one began, but Celeste took a single step forward. I gave you an instruction, she said. Unhook the chain. Now. She didn't shout, but her tone carried the weight of command. The shorter man faltered, then began unclipping the chain. You can't boss us around, the taller one grumbled. I'm a Marine, she said. Not a lady. And this isn't official enforcement. You touch that van again, you'll wish you hadn't. The men grumbled, but unhooked the chain. We'll be back, one of them said. Your attitude's going to get that dog removed. Go ahead, Celeste replied, unfazed. But brush up on the ADA while you're at it. The tow truck peeled away, leaving behind skid marks and a driveway still shaking from the tension. Inside, Rocco wagged his tail and nudged me with his nose. I buried my face in his fur. We reported the incident to the non-emergency police line. The dispatcher acknowledged they'd received other reports of fake HOA enforcers and told us to be vigilant. We also contacted the real HOA office. The administrator confirmed no such violation existed and promised to send out a neighborhood-wide alert. Celeste wasn't satisfied. These guys are escalating. We need to document everything. So we installed security cameras, photographed the van from every angle, saved timestamps. We were ready. Sure enough, they came back. A different pair. Same black polos. Same scam. Celeste met them at the door, phone recording. She calmly told them to leave. When they threatened towing again, she called them out. They bristled, threatened, even pushed a bogus fine notice into my hands. But Celeste didn't flinch. She documented every second. They left in frustration. That night, we submitted everything to the local police detective specializing in fraud. He responded in under an hour. Thank you for this. We're working on it. The next day, a heavier tow truck showed up. Different men, more aggressive. One began fastening the chain. Celeste was out of the car in a flash. She ordered them to stop. One man lunged toward her. She dodged, pivoted, and used a takedown move that stunned him. The other man backed off. You're going to regret that, the burly one muttered. I doubt it, Celeste said. They left. Fast. Neighbors peeked out from their homes. One offered help. Another, legal advice. The community was waking up. The police arrived. Took our statements. Took the footage. The detective confirmed these same scammers were under investigation. Celeste was praised for her restraint. I was praised for not caving. Within days, arrests were made. A ledger from the scammers mentioned my van specifically. Dog van, big payout if towed. It shook me. But we had one. News picked up the story. Celeste and I gave a short interview. She wore her uniform. I spoke about the importance of standing your ground. Neighbors rallied. Community chat was started. Cameras were installed. Solidarity bloomed. Celeste eventually returned home, leaving behind a gift. A laminated Marine Corps emblem with Semper Fi. I keep it in the garage. Rocco's van is safe. The chain scratch on the fender remains a mark of what we endured and overcame. And every time I drive past the spot where those con men once stood, I remember Celeste's voice, calm and absolute. Unhook that chain. They messed with the wrong house. They messed with the wrong Marine. And they definitely messed with the wrong dog. We're still here. Still free. Still standing. Together.